Last time on Star Trek Resurgence. Oh, they got an Imperial deflector.
USS Resolute.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Lowering structural integrity field. Now.
Entering maintenance mode.
Ooh.
Nilly.
I'm good. Help me with him.
Let's get this off.
Yeah.
Medical. Got one wounded at my location. Carter. You don't look so good. You gotta be more careful. I just got here. I'm not ready to see you two get blown to space dust just yet. Now let's get you down to sickbay.
Great.
He's a super villain now. Of course. I mean, with what did that thing do? I mean, he's Green Lantern now.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermot?
Releasing the docking clamps using
Yeah, give him a
hull flare
Chakotay
minimize
tattoo.
damage to the Resolute.
That's it.
We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Already didn't do what he wanted. Didn't follow order.
You disobeyed my orders.
In the first hour.
Well,
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the
you
information I had.
disobeyed my orders. And
Oh,
not just
God,
in
I
front
knew
of the
that.
bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship?
Oh shit.
From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
Captain, I told you I'd be honest, so here it is. Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order.
Oh
But
shoot.
you were wrong. You weren't on board and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew.
Ouch.
Trust me.
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either.
Uh-huh.
You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
You placed a lot of trust in me, bringing me here. I feel like I've let you down.
I brought you here for a reason. I'm still sure it was the right one. Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
I always do that stuff. That's why my career is also always stalling. Tend to do this kind of stuff. Oh.
All departments reporting full mission readiness. We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar.
What are those things at the end? Wait, is that the top part of a Excelsior? Is that a top part of the Excelsior just slapped on some nestles? Yeah, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. Lol.
That should do it. Set a course for the HOTAS system.
That's what Starfleet does, right?
Aye, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Oh no, give me a choice of what to say.
Engage.
Classic. Has to be the classic.
Simple, but effective.
The game doesn't give you a break.
Easy. Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
You don't look so good.
Did her ear color change?
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Oh wow, what?
Commander, help me get her inside.
No, here the ear color is the same. Green. I wasn't paying attention. Never pay attention to stuff like that.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on him, but he'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your deridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're...
Rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the deridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
I know what it means. And I know the responsibility that comes with it. But I
Deridium,
can't be anything
not
more
deuterium.
than who I am. And if someone has a problem with that, or expects something else, then that's their problem, not mine.
That's exactly right. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind.
Yep.
which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery, the major innovation, something he can put his name on.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here. We need you now more than ever. And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge.
I wanted to say something like for a long time, and also we're running out at the moment, so that's like the perfect. That captain should have never said something like blew up the thing, whatever, when he's not on board, because usually like a captain should know that there are so many things happening on board that he doesn't know of, and when he has got a very good, capable first officer, it's your thing. Like it's you know all the facts. You do the decision, and I will stand behind your decision, and not like I'm on another ship. I tell you what to do with your ship. Not when it's like, you know, when he got all the information. I think we're back. Let's go. Let's move on.
It took guts to defy a direct order.
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of Duridium, you will not live.
Micromanagement.
It's as simple as that.
That's what he tried. He's trying to micromanage everything.
My work here is done.
Managers you don't want to have. Overcomplicated micromanagers.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I don't want anyone to worry. This is just part of who I am. It doesn't define me.
Of course. I completely understand. And I would probably feel the same way if I were you. You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
And also, as a first officer, you sometimes need to do this, I guess, because you just know in that situation what you're doing
Now,
right.
Carter,
You need to
the
stand
missions that gave you
behind
that
your
burn are
decision.
Quite unusual, like everything else that goes with
Sometimes
the
you get
storm.
like, you know,
That's
into
a
rough waters,
combination of
but
hyronolin and lectrazine to counter the
part of the
radiation
job.
effects. That should help speed your healing.
you cannot just be
a
a
couple of times to see you all.
yay-sayer.
Be brief.
Not in that job.
It's good to see you awake again. I was starting to get worried. Not that you aren't in good hands with Dr. Duvall. You did take one hell of a shot, though.
So, be honest. How bad do I look?
You look rugged.
Rugged?
Hey, rugged!
Okay, how about heroic? Millie was looking in on you too, by the way. But since it's just us right now, I had a chance to think about this while I was away.
Uh-oh.
And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you. Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse, leaving it unsaid.
Wait, are you angry at me or something?
Typical man.
No, not that. I'm sorry. I'm probably making too big of a deal here.
Oh,
What
I've
I'm
seen
trying
spoilers.
To say is, we've been really good friends for a long time. But I got back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
Oh my god.
Are you sure about this?
They're my feelings. Of course I'm sure.
Well, I just mean, seeing me in here, after we almost got killed out in the hall.
I felt this way before that, Carter. I like you. And I think there could be something more for us. So, what do you say?
What the fuck? I don't know.
That's a lot to think about.
I know it is.
So, maybe I should think it over.
Hey, Avatar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, take as long as you need. I get it. But don't leave me hanging.
Sorry to interrupt, but The patient needs to rest if he wants to get back to his own.
Oh, this is so uncomfortable.
Get better. And while you're
Haven't
resting
expected
up,
that in Star Trek.
think about what we talked about.
Oh boy.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Whoa.
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
That was a good showcase of going out of warp.
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
That was weird.
I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
Huh? What does it say on the shuttle?
Can't get it any clearer.
There's something red on it.
Quarter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Excelsior?
Come on, Diaz.
USS Excelsior. Wait. It's that
First
USS
thing,
Excelsior.
Lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
What the heck? How do I do that? Ah yeah. Grayson. Grayson. USS Excelsior. There you go. Uh-oh.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
Oh, that was close. What?
That's gonna take out the shuttle. There's the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Oh, okay, you can't even make that. You can't even make that
Maneuvering
wrong.
thrusters
Wow.
bearing 53 Mark 17, 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
There's no way that you make it wrong.
Got it.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
Gotta be Spock or someone. Someone we know. I mean, it's the Excelsior.
Shuttlecraft on board.
Someone we
We're
know.
on our way down to meet.
They're making such a fuss about it. Riker. Spock. Spock.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock.
Knew it.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
You want a Plomex soup? Coffee? Earl Grey?
Well, let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute.
Rip Nana Nimoy.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter? Carter Diaz. Sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
Why is he running that weird?
Element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer Diaz. Thank you.
Ambassador Spock.
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Yay! It's not 100% smooth,
Ambassador
but
Spock,
I like the visuals.
My senior staff.
Oh, they know each other?
It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
Your experience comes from the past. But our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
Wiz, you're just excited, that's it.
Lydia and Hotari. Illidians are the more advanced species.
Hotari, I have heard that before.
Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illidians have shared a mining operation there. The Illidians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illidians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
How is it the Hotari were able to turn the tables and take the mines against superior forces, especially after decades in this arrangement?
Unclear. The answer to that question may be the key to a new, lasting peace, and one that I hope we can uncover during these negotiations. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Elydian fleet if this escalates to open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
He doesn't like that.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Neither the Elydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation.
You will not like me.
Make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating
We're just
factor
not going well together.
In the past, the Federation has relied on the Elydians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah.
What does culpable mean?
So we've already played a part in this.
Unfortunately, that is indeed the case, Commander Rydek.
We're morally obligated to make this right.
Hold on. Our only obligation is to negotiate the peaceful resolution of this conflict.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Elydium dilithium trade,
see?
Captain Solano and I
Spock knows his
every
stuff,
effort to appear
and
neutral
I'm good
in
with
these
him.
Negotiations.
Captain,
what worries me is
no
if
clue.
this whole thing unravels
Bad.
and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Elydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
The field isn't level. We have the backing of the entire Federation. Either of these forces would be foolish to attack us.
That's probably what the Elydians thought too.
We are here because we are up to the task at hand.
All the more reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly while we can. We do not want to be caught at a disadvantage, should the situation escalate.
Yeah.
So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Uh-oh. Okay, let me see what Spock thinks. Really quick. Ambassador Spock noticed Jera's keen intellect and unique insight into the dynamics of the Hotari-Elydian conflict during the mission briefing. Yes. Okay, great.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case.
With all due respect, Ambassador, I'm not a trained diplomat.
That's exactly what we're going to leverage.
I began my time in Starfleet as a science officer, not as an ambassador. We must be adaptable in the line of duty.
Well, I hope Commander
Oh, Spock
Rydek
likes
will
it.
have more luck
Yay.
finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests
Star Wars
of
music.
the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Next time on Star Trek Resurgence.
Well, honestly, I was worried you wouldn't approve of, fraternization with...
Don't make this about me.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Jovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
And here I thought the Elydians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship.